Hello everyone, this is MC Deck Discussions and I'm OhBSmall, and today we have another playthrough in the tournament. We're in the third round, so the third week, and this is my second time going up against Captain America, and this time it's with Iceman in Aggression. And so flipping back over here. So as usual, I'll have the timestamp so you can skip ahead to wherever you want to. I'm going to first show Captain America's setup, which is going to be the same as the previous game that I played against him, and then I will show Iceman's deck, and then we'll get the game started. So let's go ahead first and get the setup. So in cooperative mode, find the chosen leader's side scheme and reveal it. Here is that side scheme. Notice it says, when defeated, attach Cap's shield to Captain America. He activates against the player who defeated this scheme, and it has an amplify icon on it, along with 3 threat. And then next, flip this over, and we can skip the first part because it's solo. And then when revealed, the enemy team searches the encounter deck, meaning Captain America's team, searches the encounter deck for 1 minion per player and deals 1 to each player on your team as a face-down encounter card. So the idea is that it should be, a relatively difficult minion. And in my opinion, Namor is the most difficult one. In fact, I did 3 practice plays. We're allowed to have practice plays, and this is in expert mode, by the way. We're allowed to have 3 practice plays, and I did lose on one of my practice plays. And I'm glad I did, because it gave me a chance to, kind of firm up my strategy. I'll talk about that once I begin the gameplay. All right, so let's flip him over because he's supposed to start off face down. Right? So there he is, but notice he has Stalwart, Toughness, and Villainous. And when revealed, he will activate against me. So, that Villainous will come into play right off the bat. Okay? And then looking at Captain America, 2 scheme, 2 attack. He's Avenger, and the setup, the enemy team finds Cap's shield and attaches it to Captain America. And I'll read the forced response right now. After Cap's shield is attached to Captain America, give him a tough status. And if you look over here where my mouse is, my pointer is, you can see he has the tough status on him. That's what that this little icon is right there. And then now let's look at Cap's shield. Permanent, attached to Captain America. Attached character gains Retaliate 1, so I'm going to put a little marker on it for that. And then attacks against them lose piercing. So piercing cannot, get you through a tough status, which matters a lot for Captain America. And then forced response, after a hero or the Captain America leader uses their ATK to attack and damage attached character, attach Cap's shield to the attacker. So in this game, that'll mean our basic attacks. So if we deal damage to if I do damage to Captain America with my basic attack, then I will get Cap's shield for me. And then same with Captain America. If I have his shield and he attacks me and does damage to me, then with his basic attack, his ATK, then he will get the shield back. All right, so there's the setup. Other than for Iceman, looking at his alter ego, he might as well mention this. He has a recovery of 4, but Bobby Drake begins the game with 6 frostbite upgrades set aside. So I have already spawned them, and then I put them over here. So all 6 are over here in the out of play area. Okay? And then he has this cool off ability, response. After you change to this form, shuffle 1 ice card from your discard pile into your deck for each copy of frostbite in play. So now let's get over to the actual deck, and we'll share that briefly. I will, as usual, do a deck discussion, so I'll go into more detail in the deck's discussion video. All right, so here's the deck. I called it Frosting the Flakes. And so we have Iceman with an aggression deck with 41 cards. And if you wish to read this over here, you can and pause it. But this talks about the limited environment tournament, those who I played with. And then here, this is my draft picks in that limited environment tournament. And so you can see what my limited environment is. And then over here, the 4-week tournament has the following scoring rules. So I will mention this briefly. So if I win, I have a 10-point base, and then we subtract from that. If I lose, I have a 3-point base of points, and then subtract from it. And then what you subtract from it is -1 for each threat on the main scheme. In addition, subtract 1 for each minion in play, and subtract 1 for each side scheme in play. But there's a minimum score of 0. You cannot get negative scores. All right, so now the deck itself. So I'm just going to quickly name the allies, and I'll hover over them in case you want to pause it real quickly and remind yourself what the allies are. I will talk about a few special allies for this deck, though. So we have Beak, Forge, Glob. So here's one of the special allies. So notice you can only play him if you have the X-Men trait. So I can only do this when I'm on the hero side when I play him. But also has this response. After Glob enters play, deal 2 damage to an enemy with an upgrade attached. And Iceman puts his frostbite upgrades onto people when he attacks. So Glob has the ability to deal damage for that reason. Then we have Magic, Nick Fury. Nick Fury is the only non-X-Men ally in the deck. Professor X, Psylocke. So both Professor X and Psylocke are meant to confuse the villain. Shark Girl. So here's the other special ally. So has 2 attack and 0 thwart, 2 health. While Shark Girl is attacking an enemy, she gets +1 ATK for each upgrade attached to that enemy. And, so my goal typically is to attach quite a few frostbite upgrades to an enemy when allowing Shark Girl to attack them. And then White Queen, who, when White Queen enters play, discard a status card from a character. So that could be possibly really handy to get rid of a tough status from Captain America. And then we also have Wolverine. Then for the events, we have 3 copies of Surprise Move. So this is meant to allow Iceman to attack a minion and ready up, and then that way he can still attack the villain, because the villain's the main one I want to put frostbite cards on. So it has this Hero Interrupt. It's a 1-cost event. When you make a basic attack against an enemy with an upgrade attached, and when he makes his basic attacks, it's an interrupt, so it puts those cards on it right away. The upgrades on the enemies right away. You get +2 ATK for this attack. If this attack defeats that enemy, ready your hero. All right, and in addition, let's see, we just have 1 player side scheme superpower training, which is meant to get cryokinetic perception in, but if it's already in, it's really handy to use on Frozen Solid, or possibly get Ice Slide or Power Belt into play. For the resources, the usual 3 doubles, the power in all of us, because we have a fair number of basic cards that it can be used on. 2 copies of Team Building Exercise. As a quick note for those who may not know, you can only use 1 Team Building Exercise at a time to reduce the cost of a card. And then Utopia, X-Mansion, and that's it for the supports. And for the upgrades, we have 3 copies of Attack Training to get onto those X-Men, give them +1 ATK and +2 hit points. All right, there's the deck. Let's head back and get the gameplay started. All right, let's draw up our hand size, which is a hand size of 6. By the way, he has 11 hit points and a hand size of 6. Okay, so let's see. I don't really care about attacking right off the bat, so we'll get rid of some cards here. I do like the idea of having Beak coming out into play right away. Team Building Exercise and Power Belt. Let's get rid of these 3 cards for sure. And do I want to keep the rest? Yeah, I think I'm going to go with this, and then let's draw up our hand size. Oh, good. All right. Was hoping for something like a Strength, and we can already get Cryokinetic Perception in play. That's awesome. We're going to use that right away. So let's go ahead and flip over. We're going to use our Strength and get Cryokinetic Perception in play. And let's put this little token on it. So it has this hero response. After you resolve your freeze ability, and we'll read the freeze ability in a sec. Exhaust this card, draw a card. If that card has the ice trait that you drew, ready Iceman. And then Iceman is 1 thwart, 2 attack, 2 defense, Ice and X-Men traits, which is important. And then when Iceman makes a basic attack, here's the freeze ability, has an interrupt. When Iceman makes a basic attack or defense against an enemy, attach a set-aside copy of Frostbite to that enemy. And I might as well read the Frostbite real quickly. So it has the condition and ice traits. It's a permanent upgrade. The attached enemy gets -1 scheme and -1 ATK. Forced response, after the attached enemy activates or leaves play, you set this card aside again. All right. So we are going to go ahead and attack right away to draw a card. So let's attack, and we're going to get rid of this tough status. And we are going to take a retaliate damage. And he keeps the shield because I did not. So notice it says, where is it? you have to damage the attacked character. So I did not damage him, so he keeps the shield for now. Now we're going to trigger. We just attacked, and and let's put one of these frostbites on him. Okay, and now that's going to trigger cryokinetic perception. We're going to draw a card, and we do not ready. And then let's see what we can get him to play next. All right, so I'm going to play team building exercise. So let's pay with the power belt and Wolverine, get team building exercise in. And then team building exercise, I'll read this the very first time, has this hero action: exhaust team building exercise. Play a card from your hand that shares a trait with your hero, reducing its resource cost by 1. And again, Iceman has the Ice and X-Men traits. So we're going to use this right away in order to play Beak. So reducing his cost by 1 and pay 1. And then now Beak comes into play. After you play Beak from your hand, remove 1 threat from a scheme for each X-Men ally you control. So I'm going to remove 1 threat here. And then before I finish my last bit, well, actually, let's go ahead and remove 1 more threat. So I purposefully do not want to trigger Fearless Determination right away. So what I found in the game that I lost is triggering this right away just invites disaster. Okay, right? The game that I lost, the ally who pops up here, I never removed from the game. I played quite a few rounds and survived for quite a while, but I never removed it from play. And that's because of dealing with the constant barrage of attacks. So if I let Captain America do this attack, and then right away it's going to be his turn, and he does another attack, and then this character, this ally, does an attack, and then if I get a card that allows him to attack again, boom, I've lost, or I put myself in such a devastating position that I could very well not recover from. So I am not going to take that risk this time. Learned my lesson from the loss. All right, let's ready up, and that is the first round here, or my part of the first round. So let's ready up, draw our hand size of 5 cards, and then now it's Captain America's turn. So let's add 1 threat to the main scheme, and he's going to attack. We're going to, do we want to defend? Hold on. Yes, I'm going to defend since he already has a frostbite on him to decrease his attack, and I have cryokinetic perception in. I'm going to go ahead and defend. So we're going to defend here. And so there's his 2 attack, minus the 1 for the frostbite. Flip this over, and 0 extra. So we defended for 2 as well, so he does no damage to us. And then we trigger, oh, I forgot about this. So we also put, when we defended, we had an interrupt, put a frostbite on him. Those now go away because he finished his attack, but we also had triggered cryokinetic perceptions response. We draw a card. It's not a nice card, so we don't ready. All right. Next. Oh, he did have this amplify, so that was 1 more to his attack, but that wouldn't matter either, right? Because he had 2 attack, 3 attack, -2, plus -2 for our defense. Okay, so we were still safe there. All right, and now let's go ahead. We already have this encounter card. Let's deal out another one, and let's flip this encounter over. And Namor has this when revealed. Namor, it activates against you. We were prepared for that to happen. Which, by the way, I should mention that not all of us are necessarily going to be using Namor. In fact, I know at least one other person is going to use somebody else other than Namor. So we kind of left that up to each of us as to which villain we think is an appropriate an appropriate first minion to face. I just decided that Namor, I thought, was the very most challenging for me personally. So I chose Namor, but you'll see others of us choose a different minion to go up against instead. All right, so he's going to attack. Let's get his boost card. And I am going to just let this attack happen. So I have 10 hit points. He has 1. Yeah, I'm going to let this attack happen. So he's attacking for 1. And then reveal this card. Okay, so if we reveal this card attached to Captain America, when Captain America attacks, this attack gains overkill. At the end of this attack, discard this card, and it's going to give him +2 attack. So right now, Captain America has 4 attack, and he's going to have, next time he attacks, he'll have overkill, and then that card will be discarded. All right, meanwhile, this attack finished, he only attacked me for 1. So I actually really lucked out in this case for the timing of that. So I'm down to 9 hit points from 10. And then let's flip this card. It has Hinder 1, so it's going to have 4 threat on it. When revealed, discard the top 1 card of your deck, place 1 acceleration token here, for each different card type discarded this way. Okay, so there's only going to be one card type discarded, and there's going to be an acceleration token right here. So we got to keep that in mind. If I don't defeat this, it's going to be, it has an acceleration token. All right. Okay, so now it's our turn, and I think we're in pretty decent shape here. So even though I don't like all those side schemes out there, but let's see what we can do. Oh, let's go ahead and put it on round 2, and again, we'll see if I'm able to keep track of those rounds for at least a little while. All right, let's go ahead and take advantage of the power in all of us to help us play Professor X. And team building exercise will help us with that too. So team building exercise plus the power in all of us lets us play Professor X. And then we're going to use that to confuse Captain America. And then I'm going to remove 3 threat from Atlantis attacks, leaving 1 threat left on it. And then I'm going to play Snow Clone, so I'm going to use Ice Blast and Chill Out to play Snow Clone. And then, let's see, he has 2. All right, so then I'm going to use Beak to get rid of this acceleration token here. So he's going to remove this 1 threat, getting rid of this card. That defeats him. And then we'll use Snow Clone to attack Namor, get rid of his tough status. Okay. So he does take 1 consequential in this case. By the way, he cannot have upgrades attached, right? No, he has no thwarting, 2 attack, 2 hit points, and Snow Clone takes -1 consequential damage after it attacks an enemy with Frostbite attached, right? So in this case, that wasn't true. Okay. And then I am going to go down to our alter ego side, and his cool off ability does not apply. We don't have any Frostbites out, and we're going to ready up and draw our hand size. All right. Okay. Now that's the end of our round 2. Now Captain America's turn. Add 1 threat to the main scheme. He is confused, but not any longer. And then Namor goes, he activates, so he has 1 plus a boost card. You are stunned, so we're stunned. And then we do not have to read the rest. Okay, or the rest doesn't apply. Okay, so there we go. So once again, he actually only does 1, adds 1 threat there. Okay. And then now let's get his encounter card. Captain America schemes. Oh, all right. He could bust this thing open. Pretty good probability of it. So let's see what he gets for his boost card. He has a scheme of 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, all the way up to 6. So that's pretty lucky that that didn't bust already. Okay. And then back to our turn and the beginning of round 3. All right. So let's see what we want to do now. Let's see. We still have 9 health, huh? Let's see. And Captain America is going to have that overkill when he attacks. Oh, we do need to discard Professor X at the end of the round, so he's gone. Okay. All right. I'm going to flip over, and I'm going to try to attack, but I'm stunned, so that will unstun me. And then let's see, can we get Utopia into play and get... kind of tough choices here. All right, let's get Utopia into play. So I'm going to use Ice Wall and decrease the cost with Team Building Exercise to get Utopia into play. And for those who may not know, so Utopia has this here. If each of your allies has the X-Men trait, increase your ally limit by 1. And this response after an X-Men ally enters play, exhaust Utopia, ready an X-Men character. All right, so we're going to get... I'm going to get Shark Girl into play, so we're going to spend these 2 cards here to get Shark Girl into play. That's who is an X-Men character. Trigger this, and we're going to ready Iceman. Then Iceman is going to attack Namor, attaching a Frostbite to him. Oops, wrong side. There we go. Attaching a Frostbite to him. That is going to trigger Cryogenic Perception, and it dealt 2 damage. Okay. And we'll draw a card. And it does happen to be an ice card. So if that card has the ice trait, ready Iceman. Okay. So that is excellent because now we are going to attack with Iceman again, dealing 2 more damage and attaching another frostbite. So now he has 2 frostbites attached. And he only has 2 hit points remaining. Hold on, I actually changed my mind about that. So let's go back. Let's undo that attack and detach one of those frostbites and take 2 damage away, right? Because he can already deal 2 damage to him, making it 4. And then Shark Girl, she can do another 2, 3 damage. So we've got him, yeah, we've got Namor handled. So I'm going to use Iceman to attack Captain America instead and deal 2 damage to him, down to 16, and attach the frostbite there. Now that does mean, but that's kind of a waste there too, isn't it? Because then I'm going to get his shield back, but then he'll attack me and deal damage to me and get it back and get another tough status. So that's unwise. So I'm glad, okay, right? So you guys are seeing me thinking all of this through by actually doing it. Okay, so let's undo that. I'm going to go back to what I did the first time, right? So no attack on Captain America. He's back up to his 18 hit points, full hit points. Okay, and I do the 2 damage here on Namor. And then we'll just go ahead and attack with Snow Clone to finish him off. And then those frostbites go away. And, but Iceman did attack. So, he should be put back to as if he had attacked that second time. All right, and that's going to end our turn. We're not going to attack right now. All right. Oh, this is going to, oh my goodness, I totally forgot about the main scheme. That's why I would have wanted to do something different. Okay. Yeah, I had that in mind. I should have said something out loud so you knew I had it in mind. So this is 6 on here, right? 1 more and the main scheme pops. So, wow. Okay, undoing a lot here right at the beginning. My bad. Not really noticing everything that I should notice. Okay. All right, so here we are back to here. Only 1 frostbite attached to Namor, and he has 2 damage. Okay. Iceman is the only one of these 3 characters that can do any kind of real thwarting. So he's going to thwart, remove 1 threat from the main scheme. And then Snow Clone is going to attack and deal 2 damage. And then Shark Girl is going to attack and deal 2 + 1 or 3 damage. And that is still enough to defeat Namor. And then the frostbite goes out of play. All right. Okay. So, wow. Okay. That was pretty bad how much retracting I had to do on this turn already. But let's keep going. All right. So that's it for our hopefully 3rd round. I'm not sure now at this point. But let's ready up and draw our hand size. And I'll hold on to those 2 cards. All right, let's add 1 threat to the main scheme. And then Captain America is going to attack. So again, he's going to have 4 attack with overkill. So we're just going to defend with Iceman, which our interrupt is now going to put a frostbite on him. So let's go ahead and see how much he attacks for. So he's attacking for 4, 5, -1 is 4. And then -2 here. So he deals actually, or we take 2 points of damage. So we're down to 7. Okay? And then that is going to trigger Cryokinetic Perception, draw us a card. And then this frostbite is no longer on him. And this card gets discarded. Super Soldier Serum gets discarded, and discard that card. All right, so there's his attack. And then now he gets his encounter card. And it's Secret Avengers. Hinder 1, so there's 4 threat on this scheme. When defeated, the enemy team searches the top 5 cards of the encounter deck for a card. Give that card to the enemy leader as a face-down boost card. So, okay, so when we defeat this, my plan is I'll look at the 5 cards and look for what I think would be the worst one to face and get that into play, basically. All right, notice, unfortunately, this does have the crisis icon on it, so we cannot take threat from the main scheme. So that is, I think, almost certainly going to pop. Yeah, there is absolutely nothing we can do about that. All right. Yeah, we can't do a thing about that. All right, so let's go ahead and play. Oh, first it's round 4. There we go. All right, so first things first, I'm going to use team building exercise to decrease the cost of Frozen Solid and also use the Genius card. So we're going to play Frozen Solid and freeze Captain America. So he cannot activate. Oh, let's read that. What that says. It's condition and ice traits, hero form only, attached to an enemy, max 1 per enemy. Forced to interrupt when attached enemy would activate. Discard Frozen Solid instead, then attach a set-aside copy of Frostbite to that enemy. So I'll read that the first time I use it. All right, and then we'll probably get Snow Clone out so that Iceman can ready. Yeah, let's do that. So I'm going to use Ice Slide and surprise move to get Snow Clone out. That's going to trigger Utopia and ready Iceman. And then we will... what I'm going to do next actually is get rid of this Fearless Determination finally. So I'm going to remove a threat from there. And then when defeated, attach Cap's shield to Captain America. He already has it. He activates against the player who defeated this scheme. All right, so he's going to activate. Actually, he's not going to activate because he has Frozen Solid on him. So we're going to put a Frostbite and discard Frozen Solid. Okay, then next, now he has a Frostbite, so we can attack freely. None of these cards can do anything about this threat. So we're a bit in trouble right now with regard to that threat. Okay, so let's go ahead and attack with you. So Snow Clone does 2 damage, so going from 18 down to 16. Oh, no, we're not going to do that with him because I forgot all about Cap's shield. It has Retaliate. So let's put that back up to 18. We could do it with Snow Clone here. I'm going to do it with Snow Clone. So we're going to deal 2 damage, and we will take a Retaliate for that. And then Shark Girl, I'm just going to leave in play. And yeah, because then he's going to attack. And I certainly don't want him putting more threat on the main scheme. So hopefully we get something decent here to take some threat from the main scheme. All right, let's go ahead and ready up. And we for sure want to get Cap's shield off of him because we need to deal some damage, and we can't with all that Retaliate right now. And let's draw our hand size. All right, so here we go. 1 threat on the main scheme, so that busts. And we get to the next main scheme, which is the final version. The enemy leader gets +1 ATK. So I'm going to put a little damage marker on him. That's going to represent for me the +1 ATK. Note that it's +2 ATK instead if the attack is undefended. And then if this stage is completed, we lose the game. All right, and then let's get an encounter card out. And the villain and each minion engaged with you attacks you. Right? He doesn't have any overkill now, so let's see how we want to handle this. Here's his boost card. I think we might just defend for ourselves, although I want to get Nick Fury into play, which means, yeah, he has 1 of these here, only 2 attack. Yeah, we're going to defend for ourselves. So Iceman's going to attack, putting on another Frostbite. Okay. And then he's attacking for 2, 3, 4, minus the 2 Frostbites and minus the 2 defense. So we take no damage. And then that activates Cryokinetic Perception, drawing us a card. And it is an ice card, so we will ready. Oops, I didn't mean to flip over. So we will ready. All right, excellent. So that's it. That's it. Yes, that was the encounter card. I think that was the 5th round. Probably won't keep track of that from now on. All right, good. But at least there is no more threat on the main scheme. Oh, and these Frostbites get discarded because he attacked. Okay, so I would very much like to attack and get rid of Cap's shield. But let's wait just a second here. So let's get... Oh, yeah, I could get Nick Fury out, but I could also just wait a little bit on Nick Fury. All right, so let's get Chill out here. So I'm going to use Team Building Exercise to help play this ice card, decrease its cost by 1, and then we'll also use Glob. We'll play Chill Out. All right, so that removes 3 threat from a scheme. 1, 2, 3. And then attach a set-aside copy of Frostbite to an enemy. All right, good. Okay, next. Then let's get... And then I'm going to get Frozen Solid out. So that's what we'll do. So we'll go 1, 2, 3, get out Frozen Solid. All right. And then I'm going to use Iceman to get rid of this threat. When defeated, the enemy team searches the top 5 cards of the encounter deck for a card. Give that card to the enemy leader as a face-down boost card. So the worst boost card is what we actually want. So top 5 cards. So look at top 5. Okay, that adds 2. This adds 1, 1, 1, plus give the activating enemy an additional boost card and reveal this card. All right, so the worst one attack-wise for sure, like Super Soldier Serum is the worst one to face. So that's the one that we're going to bring out. Okay, and it says to reveal it. Oh, a face-down boost card. Okay, right. So here, I'll show you how I'm going to do that. So I don't shuffle, right? We don't shuffle, just look at the top 5 cards. Okay, so keep the order, and then I'm going to put that on top, and that'll allow me to bring it out as a boost card. So I press B for boost, and now that's there. And let me show you that it's there. See, that's the one we picked. Okay, very good. And then now we just did this. We did not attack him, so he still has his shield on him. But we should be set up nicely to take that shield away on our next turn. So I guess we'll be doing that then. All right, so let's go ahead and ready up and draw our hand size, and it's Captain America's turn. And we might be in round 6. Oh, I did forget to discard Secret Avengers. There we go. All right, so let's add 1 threat to the main scheme, and he's Frozen Solid, so let's detach that, put a Frostbite on him, and discard Frozen Solid. Okay, and let's get his encounter card. This is a boost card. And Hinder 1, it has 4 and an Amplify. So each Atlantis minion cannot take damage. Oh, want to get rid of that before any Atlantis minions come out. They can be kind of nasty. All right, so let's see, we have 7 hit points. I think, let's see. All right, let's finally get rid of the Cap's shield. Okay, so attack him for 2, 16 down to 14, dealing 2 damage. That doesn't seem right. Did I do that damage? You know, I don't remember doing more damage unless somebody attacked. Oh, the snow clone attacked. Okay, all right, so put a Frostbite on. He took the 2 damage. And then we get retaliated on, and because we did damage to him, we finally take his shield away from him. Okay? And we do trigger Cryokinetic Perception, draw a card, and we do not ready in this case. All right, so now he has plenty of Frostbites on him, and I'd love to get rid of this threat. All right, first things first, though, I'm going to attack with Shark Girl and let her get defeated basically, but she gets +1 attack for each upgrade attached to the enemy. So there are 3 upgrades, so 2 attack plus 3 more, 5 attack, so they're bringing him down to 9. Wait, hold on. Do I really want to do that? No, because I could be able to do a bunch of big attacks with her possibly if I get one of these attack trainings on. Yeah, okay, let's pay with 1 attack training to get the other on. And so now she gets +1 more attack and 2 more hit points. So I'm going to put 2 markers on her for the hit points. Okay, so now she has a 3 base attack and then some extra hit points. So let's go ahead and attack. She'll take a consequential. But she now does 3 damage, 4, 5, 6 damage. So 14 down to 8. And he no longer has, oh, he does have this +1 attack that he can still do. Okay. Did we get attacked earlier? Okay. All right, and then these 2 can attack for free because the Frostbites, so no consequential, 2 damage and 2 more damage, 4 more damage. 1, 2, 3, 4, so 8 down to 4. Okay. And then let's get Psylocke out. So we're going to use team building exercise, so that decreases the cost by 1, 2, 3, 4. and we get Psylocke out. We have Utopia in, right? And if all your allies have the X-Men trait, increase your ally limit by 1. So there's X-Men, 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 X-Men. So we can have this 4th one. And I'd like to get rid of this threat, but I think what I'm going to do instead is attack. And she needs her 2 extra counters on her. So Psylocke enters play with 2 psionic counters. Interrupt when Psylocke attacks an enemy. Remove 1 psionic counter from her. So we're going to do that. Okay. Confuse that enemy and deal 1 damage, right? So deal 1 damage, and so down to 3, and confuse the enemy. And then now she does her own 1 damage, so down to 2. Okay. And so now he's confused. All right, so that puts us quite a bit safer on this part here. Does still have the amplify, and I would still like to get rid of this. When she came in, she triggered Utopia, so we readied. And we're going to take advantage of that to attack again, dealing 2 damage and putting another frostbite on him and defeating this side. He then flips over, or I should goes to stage 4. He has 2 scheme and 3 attack now. Now he has steady, so he is not yet confused any longer, but he does have 1 confusion on him, 1 confusion counter. When revealed, deal each player an encounter card. Captain America cannot take damage this phase, so he can't take any more damage, which works out. We can't deal any more to him. Force response, after Cap's shield is attached to Captain America, give him a tough status. Okay. All right. I thought he was going to take that card back. Oh, he doesn't take his shield back? Well, I can live with that. I thought for sure. That's funny. I played him a bunch of times, and in my mind, I thought he would always take his shield back. But he just gets an encounter card. Okay. All right. Yeah. Oh, that's fantastic. All right. So let's ready up. And hopefully we can do something really good here. Okay. Oh, draw our hand size. Yeah. Okay. So now, though, we went through our own deck. So now he gets 2 encounter cards. Okay. So he could be somewhat dangerous here. Let's see. He'll attack for 3. Plus this is going to be 5. So, and we're going to defend for essentially 6. Okay, I think like it's a prime opportunity for us to defend. Oh, but he gets this amplify on top of that. Ooh, because I don't want him to get his shield back, because that puts us in a difficult position. So I think I'm just going to sacrifice one of our allies here. All right. So let's go ahead and add 1 threat to the main scheme. I think we might be in round 7. Who knows? 1 threat to the main scheme. He's going to attack for 3. We're going to defend. Oops, not flip over. We're going to defend with Iceman, putting another frostbite on him. So that's 5 now. And we're defending for 2. Okay. All right. And he already has 1 boost card. He gets another boost card. So here we go. 3 attack. And this says... reveal this card, so let's reveal it. Yeah. All right, so he gets +2 ATK. This forced interrupt, it's past the time when it triggers, so he does not get overkill, and he does not discard this card at the end. So he just gets an additional 2 attack for it. And then this card is 1 more attack and another boost card. Okay, so total attack 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 attack. Our defense is... So subtract 5 here, and 2 more is also 7. We take no damage, so he does not get his shield back. Okay, that's pretty lucky. So all of those go away. So do the frostbites. But he still has this card that has overkill. Okay, we do trigger his cryonetic perception, drawing a card. It is an ice card, so we ready. Iceman. Okay. All right, so now let's get, so we already have 2 of these. We're going to get another encounter card, so he's going to get 3. Okay, but we have lots of defenders here. We do have to worry about this, but other than that, we're in pretty decent shape. Okay, he's likely to, one of these is likely to have him scheme too. So, +1 more here. The amplify. We do take a point of damage. He does take his shield back. He gets a tough status. And we're very sad. Okay. All right. Okay, so let's flip the first one of 3. When revealed on the hero side, Captain America attacks you. If this attack damages a character, stun that character. Okay, wow, he is going to stun us for sure. He's going to attack for 5. We have 5 hit points. Oh man, we might lose right now. Okay, that I didn't take into account. And he could get more attacks here too. Ooh, okay, here's his boost card. We're going to have to defend. That's the only chance we have. Oh my goodness. Okay, we defend. That puts a frostbite on him. Okay, put it right here. Okay, all right, so he's attacking for 5 plus this. Resolve the boost ability of each minion engaged with you. There is no minion. We lucked out. Okay, wow, okay, I totally miscalculated there. Okay, so he attacked for 5, minus 1, 2, 3. So he dealt 2 damage to us. We can now discard Super Soldier Serum, so he no longer has the overkill. And we also discard Frostbite. Okay, let's get the next one. We should be pretty safe at this point. Captain America attacks you. Another heroic strike, one after the other. If this attack damages a character, stun that character. Oh, I forgot about that. We should have been stunned. Let me make sure. Yeah, we should have been stunned. So let's get stunned. All right. And then now let's get a boost card, and we will defend with one of the snow clones. And he deals 4 damage, and that snow clone is gone. Reveal one more card, has teamwork, which will not affect us. He does have a win defeated ability, so worry about that at that time. Okay, so let's see what we can do next. Okay, I really want to get healed up some, so we're going to get Professor X out here. So we're going to use team building exercise plus the 2 energy counters to get Professor X out, which is going to ready us. And as much as I'd like to get rid of that stunned, right now I think it's more important to heal up some. Okay. All right, Professor X comes in and he's going to confuse. Oh. No, he readies Iceman. I'm not going to use Utopia. No, I guess I do want to do that no matter what. So yeah, I used Utopia to ready Iceman, and Professor X is going to confuse Captain America, who has Steady and is now truly confused because he has 2 confused counters on him. Okay, all right, we're going to use Professor X to get rid of 1, 2, 3 threat on Ruler of Atlantis, and then let's have Psylocke get rid of the rest of that. And then let's have... let's play Chill Out. So we'll do 1, 2, and play Chill Out. Okay. Remove 3 threat from a scheme. And then attach a set-aside copy of Frostbite to an enemy. I'm going to set that right over here on Falcon. Okay? And then we're going to have, let's see, Shark Girl. Yes, Shark Girl already attacks for 3. Oh, so I don't need to do that. Yeah, so we're going to attach that to, I changed my mind. We're going to attach that to Captain America instead. Okay. All right. Now Shark Girl has a 3 attack, so going to attack for 3. Okay. Now she has 3 damage on her, so she still has 1 more hit point remaining. That 3 damage is going to defeat Falcon. Falcon has a win defeated ability. Give this card to the enemy leader as a face down boost card. We might as well check that out, right? So he is going to, we're going to get confused when this gets used up. Okay. So I'm going to put this in the top of the deck first, then press B. So there it is as a boost card. So there you can see. There it is. Okay. All right. Okay, so now Snow Clone can attack Captain America, and oh wait, he has his shield back again. Okay, so we don't want to do that yet, but we are going to flip down to Alter Ego side, and Bobby Drake is going to heal up. Man, I want to get rid of that stunned though. and then heal up on the next turn. When we're on the alter ego side. Okay, let's do that. Let's get rid of the stun. Okay, flip to alter ego side. There is one frostbite here, so we can put one of the ice cards back, and we'll put a chill out back into our deck using his cool off ability and shuffle the encounter deck. Okay, and that's it. Let's go ahead and ready up, draw our hand size. And now it's Captain America's turn to put one threat on the main scheme. But he is confused, so he does not trigger, right? 2 confuses on him for his steady. Okay. And then get an encounter card. And now he gains Stalwart. So that confusion was on him for just long enough. Hero response after you make a basic attack against Captain America, spend 3 resources of the same type, and he can discard this card. So it does give him +1 to his scheme. Okay, end of his turn, and we'll discard Professor X. Now it's our turn. We are going to heal up for 4. So from 3 to 7, okay? And we'll flip to our hero side. And then we are going to get Frozen Solid on Captain America. Yeah, we're going to get Frozen Solid on him. Okay. So let's do, okay, he has a tough status, and I want to get rid of his shield. Hold on, that is another option, maybe. Okay, no, here's what we're going to do. We're going to attack with Psylocke. Okay. All right, and she's going to use her interrupt ability, so let's discard that, right? So remove a psionic counter, confuse the enemy. He's not truly confused. He needs 2 of them because he has steady, and then deal 1 damage to him. So it's an interrupt, so that damage happens, getting rid of his tough, and then she does still attack for 1, bring him down from 22 to 21, and then she takes this retaliate damage and shows she is defeated. Okay. And then we're going to use team building exercise plus 1 of these ice blasts plus, oh, we could have done that in the first place with White Queen. Oh, that's okay. I'm going to stick with that. So we did 1 of these plus an ice blast plus this other ice blast, and we're going to get Glob out. So after Glob enters play, deal 2 damage to an enemy with an upgrade attached. There is an upgrade attached, so we deal 2 damage, so 21 down to 19. That's not an attack, so Glob does not take retaliate damage at this point. But we trigger Utopia, readying Iceman. Iceman now attacks, deals 2 damage, bring him down to 17. And because we dealt damage to him, we do get retaliated on, so down to 6. But then afterwards, we get the shield back. So now we have the shield, and he no longer has retaliate. We can then attack. There's a frostbite attached, so we can attack with frostbite with the snow clone without consequence. Oh, before we do that, let's trigger cryokinetic perception and add another frostbite for when Iceman attacked using his freeze ability, and then draw a card. There we go. All right, now we can go ahead and attack with snow clone, dealing 2 damage. Oh, did I already take that off? My goodness. Okay, I've got to retract, so I'm going to hit the back button because I got to see if I took that damage back away after I put it on. Okay. All right. Looking good. If I made that mistake, please, somebody please let me know. But it looks like I'm good. Okay. All right, so now he has 2 frostbites attached, and he's down to 17. It might be 15, but I'm just leave it at 17 to play it conservatively. Okay, but he doesn't deal consequential, retaliate damage anymore. So I'm going to attack with Glob for 2 damage. So bring it down to 15. Attack with Snow Clone for 2 damage, bring it down to 13. There are 2 attachments. Yeah, let's use Shark Girl right now. Oh, we can play Frozen Solid. Let's do it. Play Frozen Solid. There we go. And then let's attach with Shark Girl, dealing 3 damage here, 4, 5 damage, so 13 down to 8. Okay, and she takes her consequential and is defeated. Okay. And then ready up, our hand size, and hopefully we can just finish this off on our next turn. So, but Captain America gets his turn. It might be round 8, who knows? Okay. All right, add 1 threat to the main scheme. He has 1 boost card already. Here's another boost card. Oh, no, that doesn't come out because he's frozen solid. So let's detach that, get a frostbite here. There we go, and discard frozen solid. So now he has 3 frostbites. Hold on, they're not attached to each other very well. Okay, sorry about that. Put on this side instead, that's better. Okay, so now he gets an encounter card, and when revealed, if Cap's shield is attached to Captain America, give him a tough status card and a face down boost card. Otherwise, attach Cap's shield to him, so he gets the shield back, and whenever it attaches to him, he gets a tough status. Okay. And then also give him a face down boost card. So now he has 2 face down boost cards. Okay, so that could be somewhat devastating. Okay. All right, but he did finish his turn, and it's our turn. So if we can get rid of this tough status and then just attack him for enough damage, then we can finish this game off. So let's see. So we could have Snow Clone attack, deal 2 damage, then, or actually get rid of the tough status. Then Iceman could attack, do actual 2 damage. Yeah, then that game is over. Let's do it. Actually, I'm going to attack with Glob instead. So attacking for 2, getting rid of this tough status, okay, and taking consequential, but also this, what do you call it, retaliate damage. Okay, so he's gone. Okay. And then Captain America is going to attack, dealing 2 damage from 8 down to 6. We take a retaliate damage, so we go from 6 down to 5, and we steal his shield from him. Okay. And we add another frostbite to him, and cryokinetic perception triggers, drawing us a card. It is an ice card, so we ready. Okay. All right, but we can just finish this right now. We're going to play Nick Fury. So we're going to play 2 with this, and then 3, 4, out comes Nick Fury. We're going to use his damage ability. So deal 4 damage to an enemy. So it comes from 6 down to 2 damage. And then we can just finish him off, right? So we could do 2 damage here, 2 damage here, 2 damage here. That's 6 damage. So easily he's gone. And actually we could have played one of these on nobody. We can't play one of those. All right. But in any case, that's game over, and we did defeat him. Oh, no, timeout. Back up. I forgot. Okay, I forgot. Okay, so let's put this back. There he is, 2 damage. We're going to remove 2 threat, right? I keep forgetting about this, right? Remove 2 threat from here because we don't want that taking away our points. Now it's clean. He has, there's no side schemes, no minions, and no threat on the main scheme. So we will get our full 10 points for this victory. So we do want to attack with Iceman, dealing 2 damage and finishing off the game there, right? And then we could always do 2 extra damage with Snow Clone in case I did make a mistake earlier and took off 2 damage and didn't put it back. That assures us that, we did do enough damage for sure this round. Okay, that's it for the game. Hope you enjoyed that. And please let me know if I did end up making any mistakes. I appreciate that. And we'll see you on the next one.